This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning to you. It is straight up 6 o'clock. I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I am cold. 35 degrees out there, 28 in Northport. Now, measurable snow was last detected in North Florida, 1989.
Yeah, we have a lot of locations reporting measurable snow and ice. So as of yesterday, we had 2-inch snowfalls in some locations.
That record broke yesterday. Then no more 1989.
Now it's today. Yesterday.
That's right. Setting records.
Yay, we love it.
Now, Ray mentioned it's Thursday, but it's not just any Thursday. It is National Trivia Day, and we've been going over some of the trivia that we've had today. So in the last hour, we've learned a couple new things. Here's a new one that we're talking about this morning. Ever wonder where exactly the name Sarasota came from, John Scalzi?
Yes, I did.
Well, the city was first established as a rural Spanish community known as Zarazote. As more European settlers arrived, the name officially became Sarasota. And there you go.
What does Zarazote mean, I wonder?
That's tomorrow.
That was more Googling than I had time for. But we've got so much more trivia. It is National Trivia Day, so enjoy.
Go to Facebook if you know what Zarazote means.
Yes,
I'd like to know that. Yeah. So temperatures have kind of fluctuated widely by independent weather stations. We have Cooper in central Sarasota, one of our weather watchers, at 37. Richard in Northport at 28. Mark in Palmetto at 30. So east of the interstate, certainly many freezing temperatures. And I put this graphic up because tonight we also have a freeze warning in effect for areas east of the interstate. So watch for that because you know what? It could be even a little bit cooler than it is this morning across the region. Temperatures generally holding above freezing in most locations by a few degrees, but east of the interstate there are many, many pockets where we have touched the freezing mark. So we're looking at a little bit of cloud cover out in Gulf waters mostly as that colder air moves over the relatively warmer Gulf waters, picks up that low-hanging cloud. Not a whole lot over land though. Today's daytime high temperature about what it was yesterday, struggling to make it to the mid-50s. But again, as that sun sets, the temperature is going to drop very quickly as the air is very dry. To near freezing tomorrow. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Checking traffic right now. Not much to speak of. Just put that heater on and bundle up. Defrost your windshields as you go out today. Checking farther south, not much. Lakewood Ranch, going into Lakewood Ranch, a little slow down there on University Parkway. You wanted to say something?
Oh, nope. I think it sounded good. I would say turn on the seats warmers, too.
That's a good idea. Also, around Northport, a little blip there, 41 northbound. Otherwise, nothing major at 6:03 on your Thursday morning.
Well, of course, our top story this hour, the latest on the East Coast storm slamming the Suncoast and the rest of the Southeast as well. Snow even falling in northern Florida for the first time in over 30 years, and it is not stopping there.
ABC's Stephanie Ramos has details of the so-called bomb cyclone.
A ferocious winter storm slammed the Southeast and is now rolling up the East Coast.
It's just ice. We are on top of ice.
Forecasters calling the storm that's set to be packed with hurricane-force winds a bomb cyclone.
We're closely monitoring the storm. The track has shifted a little bit to the west, which will bring a lot more snow.
Before moving north, the storm breaking records, hitting parts of Florida, Georgia, South Carolina with their heaviest snowfall in nearly 3 decades.
It's pretty wild. I've never seen palm trees with snow on them before.
Flights are delayed, most of them canceled.
So thank goodness I overpacked.
Roads are so slick in the Carolinas, crews are responding to multiple wrecks. In South Georgia, where you don't typically see much snow, police report that more than 220 people have been hurt in accidents near Savannah alone.
I don't really even know how to drive on the road like this in this type of weather. People telling me to keep it slow.
In Massachusetts, people are stocking up and prepping for this monster storm.
We've bought lots of water. We do have heat in the house, which is great.
Many schools are already closed for today or delayed the start time. The National Weather Service has blizzard warnings in effect from Virginia all the way up to Maine. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
All right, and today's winter winner goes to this Pennsylvania man and his creative solution to clearing his snow-covered driveway. This video has gone viral. So this is Jonathan Schill. He has attached a giant cardboard TV box to his lawnmower to create a very creative snowplow. Now, it's his fiance that captured this video from outside their home. She said it got the job done. Hey, it works, people. And the video has already been viewed more than 8 million times on Facebook. No word yet on how many times it's been replicated outside.
Very clever. Happening across Florida, cold temperatures combined with moisture in the air caused snow, sleet, and freezing rain to fall across parts of North Florida yesterday, and they're still experiencing near frozen temperatures this morning. Interstate 10 was closed for most of the day between Tallahassee and the town of Live Oak to the east, while several school districts canceled classes due to the weather. The last measurable snow in Tallahassee was 1989. That's been changed now. Now it's 2018. Many kids enjoyed their day off from school and played in the snow.
I went to Chicago once, and there was snow there, but I never really saw it fall. I just saw it on the ground, and it wasn't really good snow. Like, I couldn't mold and build anything with it. So now that I could actually, like, see the snow falling, it's not a lot, but it's nice.
Schools and universities are expected to be back open this morning.
Well, not everyone is upset with this weather. Some Suncoast farmers are welcoming the cold weather with open arms. Now, as long as temperatures stay above freezing, the cold air is actually a good thing for many crops. Now, for the citrus fruits, the cold puts more sugar in them. Now, we all win here, making them a little sweeter. The same goes for grapes. Larry Woodham, he's the owner of Bunker Hill Vineyard and Winery in Manatee County. He says it not only makes the grapes sweeter, it also helps keep unwanted pests away.
Cold weather negatively affects insects too, and some diseases even. So that can have a beneficial aspect down the road too, because their populations are greatly diminished.
Now, they won't be able to tell for sure whether or not the cold has any negative effects on the grapes until they're picked later on this year. And the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office posted this photo on their Facebook page Wednesday. Deputies say the driver of this truck in Gulfgate got very lucky after some heavy wind caused a tree to fall over and land between his cab and the trailer of his vehicle. Wow. The incident's going to be classified as property damage, but it's a good time to warn. The weather continues to play out. It's getting windy out there, so you want to keep an eye out for debris and any roadway obstructions. Happening now across the Suncoast, the cold continues, and Manatee County health officials are now advising residents to take extreme cold precautions.
Our Marla Spence is live outside the Manatee Health Department, looking fashionable but chilly out there. Marla, good morning.
Good morning to you, Ray and Stephanie. That is right. You know, I'm very cold this morning, and I'm sure residents across Manatee County are as well. You know, due to these abnormally cold temperatures, the Florida Department of Health here in Manatee County has issued a severe cold weather warning for the counties. Now, they issued that warning yesterday, and it's in effect today as well as tomorrow. Health officials are advising Manatee County residents to stay indoors as much as possible. If they can't do that, it's advised residents wear multiple layers of loose clothing, as well as hats, scarves, and mittens. Those are things that I'm not wearing this morning. And also the department wants to remind people to heat up their homes safely by making sure they check those space heaters as well as those heating appliances in their homes. If they have fireplaces, to also check those as well to make sure their homes are safe. And also remember to bring in those pets as well as those plants. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Marla. Happening now across the Bay Area, an update on the 2 people shot and killed by security guards outside a teen nightclub on Monday night. The guards said they heard shots from a car, feared for their lives, and returned fire. Hillsborough Sheriff deputies say they found weapons in the car in which the victims were shot. It happened outside a storage building on 50th Street North being rented out for this pajama party event on New Year's Day night. The party ended abruptly due to fights inside the building. The 2 victims were a 25-year-old man and a 15-year-old girl. Well, you don't see this too often. Somebody in St. Johns County near Jacksonville found a cannonball from the Civil War. The bomb squad determined it was actually an 8-inch mortar. Officials are now analyzing it to see if it could still possibly explode.
And new this morning, an 11-year-old girl was killed in Haines City trying to cross railroad tracks when she was hit by an Amtrak passenger train on Wednesday. Now, the train's conductor says Yasmin White was wearing headphones and looking down at her phone as the train approached. The conductor says he tried blowing his horn several times to try and get the girl's attention, but she didn't seem to hear anything. White was later declared dead at the scene. So far, authorities don't say they plan on charging the conductor. And a Pinellas County Sheriff's deputy is being called a hero after rescuing a woman seconds before she attempted to jump from the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Deputy Damon Laney was driving off duty. He noticed a car stopped in the northbound lane of the bridge with its hazard lights on, while a woman got out of her car and ran towards the barrier wall of the bridge just as he pulled up. Now, the deputy quickly used his car to block her in between the bumper and the barrier wall, just as the woman was trying to jump over the bridge. Now, she told deputies that she was upset over some personal issues and she was later put into protective custody. Now, for the latest on this story and others, and of course your up-to-date weather and traffic, you can find it all on our app. You can head over to the App Store anytime, look up under WWSB or My Suncoast, and you can download that to your phone.
Now, during this cold spell, we do have some ideas to stay warm and also save you money as well. Homeowners can increase insulation with the LED retrofit kits and recessed lighting that'll keep warm air from seeping out of the house. Also consider weatherproofing your doors and windows, and don't forget, lowering the thermostat 1 degree can save you 5% on heating costs.
Supermarket chains in 12 states, including here in Florida, are pulling frozen biscuit products off their shelves after a recall over possible listeria contamination. Now, chains including Food Lion, Piggly Wiggly, and Lowe's Foods are also offering refunds and urging customers to return affected products. T. Marzetti Company warned that listeria can lead to fatal infections in young children, the elderly, and those with a weakened immune system. Now, so far, no illnesses have been reported in connection with these recalled items. They're being on the safe side.
All right, 35 degrees. This is the time you learn more about your car. I'm trying to find out where my relatively new car has the steering wheel warmer. Because we have those things.
You have one?
It's in there somewhere. I don't know where.
That's very fancy, Ray Collins.
First time I've needed it before.
Yeah.
Mine does not have that, I don't think.
Mine doesn't either. John and I over here with just cold hands.
Yeah.
Cold hands.
Maybe mine doesn't either.
Maybe that's actually the real problem, Ray. Maybe you don't have one. You just imagined it.
That's why I can't, because we've got the identical cars.
We do, actually.
That's why I can't find a thing.
Darn.
Scratch that.
Oh, well. I recommend gloves.
My last car had that.
It'd be nice to have, though. We have some chilly weather again tonight. Boy, two more nights of this, and then we get back into the warmer temperatures. We'll talk about that in a second.
I do have a seat heater, though.
That's a nice thing.
Yeah. I know where that is. All right, switching gears, some serious news on the way after John's forecast. We'll have the latest on the nuclear standoff between President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un.
And we're going to tell you why that war of words doesn't look like it's going to be getting any better anytime soon. We'll have that for you when we come back.
Here's a peek outside our window. Again, 35 degrees, 28 in Northport. Take precautions, stay warm out there. John's full forecast is straight ahead.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in a car accident, the state of Florida only gives you a specific amount of time to file a claim. So act now, give us a call.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
36-degree air temperature, and that's up 1 degree actually, and just shows you the power of cloud cover. A little bit of clouds kind of rolled over the reporting station and allowed those temperatures to rise 1 degree. So that's good. Dew point is coming in at 28, which is still very cold dew point. So if we break into a little bit of clear sky, our temperatures could drop a few more degrees before dawn breaks. East-northeast wind coming in at about 6 right now. We still have a wind chill advisory up for our area, but with those wind speeds, it's not as bad as it could be. So that's good news. 39 degrees in Tampa. Fort Myers coming in at 38, 33 in Orlando. But 27 degrees in Gainesville, 26 in Tallahassee, 25 in Panama City. Much cooler air to the north, and that will continue to drain southward over the next several days as we have this northerly component to the wind. 33 in Wauchula, 32 in Arcadia. Mayaca comes in at 33, so some freezing temperatures across the region. And we've had some independent reporting stations report even cooler temperatures with temperatures in the 20s. Richard in Northport came in with a temperature at his reporting station of 28 degrees, so some very chilly weather across the Suncoast. Venice coming in at 37, Sarasota 36, and Bradenton comes in at 35. No rain anywhere across the state of Florida. Unlike yesterday morning, everything is tame in that regard. If you were looking for some snow flurries, you're not going to find them this morning. We have a cloud cover, but no snow flurries. The area of low pressure continuing to strengthen. Our so-called cyclone, our bombogenesis storm, they're calling it. That is an actual term, an actual meteorological term. A bomb is a storm that develops low pressure very quickly, 24 millibar drop in 24 hours. And that is a storm that will strengthen and produce much more snow across the down east Maine area as it lifts northward. Perhaps as much as 2 feet of snow at some of the highest elevations of down east Maine. So, a big storm, not one of their biggest, but nevertheless big enough to produce some very strong winds. Wind speeds pretty close to hurricane force, certainly tropical storm force across the coastline will produce some localized flooding there. High pressure builds in back behind that area of low pressure, and actually 2 systems will eventually kind of merge together as that storm system increases in intensity. The high pressure ridge drives down some of that colder air into our region over the next several days, and we have 2 more cold nights before we start to twist those winds in a way that will allow us to warm up on Sunday. So we'll wait for that, and we'll prepare for these next 2 cold nights. Freeze warning, by the way, again in store for us tonight. A little bit of fair weather cloudiness out in Gulf waters, but that really is not going to be a big issue for us. We'll continue to watch clouds stream in from time to time, but none of them have any precip involved with them, so we stay dry for the next couple of days. Northwest wind at about 15 knots, and the forecast remains cold at night. Daytime highs only in the mid-50s and struggling to get there. Nighttime lows at the official reporting stations will be in the 30s, but many locations, especially east of the interstate, will touch the freezing mark for several hours. Then as we head into the weekend, we start to warm back up into the 60s, near 70 on Sunday. And then over the course of the next work week, several little fronts will move through, but none of them nearly as strong as we saw this week. Back to you.
All right, taking a look at your first alert traffic, like John mentioned, it is cold outside. Now, as we get a little later in the morning, the traffic is starting to pick up a little bit outside. A little slowdown right there on north and southbound 301. And then in North Sarasota County, you've got your usual slowdown at University Parkway. Other than that, not looking too bad so far out there. Heading into South Sarasota County, that one is pretty clear to go as well at 6:20 this morning. Right now, let's head over to North Korea and President Trump's tweet to Kim Jong-un. This story is not going away. The president, of course, saying his nuclear button is, quote, much bigger and more powerful than the North Korean leaders.
A closer look now at this war of words from ABC's Terry Moran.
It was Kim Jong-un who started it, hurling this taunt during his New Year's address. The U.S. should know that the button for nuclear weapons is on my table, he said. The president's response, a tweet, and even for Donald Trump, this one was a doozy. I, too, have a nuclear button, but it is a much bigger and more powerful one than his, and my button works.
Little rocket man.
Trump has spent months heaping scorn on Kim, but his latest tweet, so schoolyard, so personal, drew sharp and shocked reactions.
This is dangerous to continue this kind of almost child's play.
At the White House, Press Secretary Sarah Sanders was asked about President Trump's mental fitness after that tweet.
I think the president and the people of this country should be concerned about the mental fitness of the leader of North Korea.
Kim Jong-un has steadily escalated his nuclear threat. Last year, 3 intercontinental ballistic missile tests showing he's capable of striking the U.S. Then in September, a 6th nuclear test, a possible hydrogen bomb. And now this nuclear standoff seems utterly personal.
The president has overturned 200 years of diplomatic tradition and made this a one-on-one, mano-a-mano fight with Kim.
The real danger here, analysts say, is miscalculation, a nuclear hair trigger, 2 leaders taunting each other, and no open channel of communication. That, they say, could be a recipe for accidental war. Terry Moran, ABC News, London.
All right, 35 degrees, 6:21. Not just Thursday, it's also National Trivia Day today.
Yeah, that's right. And we are continuing to observe National Trivia Day on Good Morning Suncoast with all the random knowledge that you didn't know you needed.
Correct.
Here's another one, and this kind of ties into President Trump because he has Trump Tower in Manhattan. And it's kind of cool. 43 buildings in Manhattan each have their own exclusive zip code.
That's
Did you know
amazing.
that?
No.
For one building. Now, they get their own zip codes because of the sheer number of people that are in the building or the number of people that occupy it, like in terms of like working there during the day.
That is good trivia.
Kind of interesting. Now, when the original World Trade Center opened in 1973, it was given its very own exclusive zip code of 10048.
I wonder if that's been retired now.
It has.
Has
and,
it?
and the new Freedom Tower that shares the same zip code as a couple other buildings in the area.
There you go.
That's right. That's right. National Trivia Day. Share.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. President Trump is taking on a former right-hand man.
We're going to tell you why he's upset with a new book that takes direct aim at the first family.
Here's a peek outside our window. A little quiet looking, but it is cold out there. 35 degrees in Sarasota, as low as 28 degrees in Northport. We'll have John's forecast on the way.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
On your best behavior today, the Boys and Girls Club going to be here for a tour.
Oh, always on our best behavior.
Yep,
We'll be very informative. We'll share some trivia with them too.
We'll show
Put
pictures.
them right to sleep.
We'll have pictures on our website, so you can check that out later on. We upload photos and pictures of Stephanie every day. We do also news updates on Instagram and Facebook as well.
That's right. Got a brand new Instagram page, takes you behind the scenes of life here at ABC7.
As it is. That's
All right. And speaking of life behind the scenes, a bombshell book by former Trump strategist Steve Bannon takes direct aim at his former boss's family.
And the book gets very personal. ABC's Cecilia Vega has the latest.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the gloves are off. In the new book by veteran journalist Michael Wolff, he says almost everyone on the Trump campaign thought Mr. Trump would not only not be president, they thought he should not be president. At the center of much of the fallout, Steve Bannon, quoted offering his own bombshell accusations about that now infamous Trump Tower meeting between Donald Trump Jr., Jared Kushner, campaign chairman Paul Manafort, and a Russian lawyer whom they were told had dirt on Hillary Clinton.
I have a very good relationship, as you know, with Steve Bannon.
Now the president saying, quote, Steve Bannon has nothing to do with me or my presidency. When he was fired, he not only lost his job, he lost his mind. And coming up at 7 a.m., George Stephanopoulos goes one-on-one with Anthony Scaramucci. With your GMA First Look, I'm Cecilia Vega, ABC News, the White House.
Every morning, I thought I had to make a choice. Do I use a toothpaste that whitens my teeth or one that's good for my teeth? Now I don't have to choose. My dentist told me about new Crest whitening therapy, so I tried it.
From Crest 3D White comes new whitening therapy. It's our best whitening technology. Plus, it has a fortifying formula to protect your enamel.
Now I get a whiter smile and healthy teeth all in one.
The 3D White collection from Crest. Healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
2/3 of Americans have digestive issues. I'm Joy Bauer, and as a nutritionist, I know probiotics can often help, but many probiotics don't survive your stomach's harsh environment. Digestive Advantage is different. Its natural protein shell is tougher than your stomach's harsh environment, so it survives 100 times better than the leading probiotic to get where you need it most. Get the Digestive Advantage and enjoy living well.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, ANDservices.com.
It is 6:32, and coming up today on Good Morning Suncoast, parts of the country will be colder than the planet Mars. Freezing cold conditions all across the U.S. and right here in Florida. We're going to have the latest weather and traffic as you head out the door today.
Bradenton revisits the issue of plugging in red light cameras in various intersections. We'll have the latest on yesterday's council discussion.
And the Mega Millions and Powerball lottery jackpots are making history. We're going to tell you just how much you could win in the next drawings. We've got those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
John, you appreciate all the weather comparisons that we have this morning, right?
I love
colder than the planet Mars.
That's awesome. Yes, that is great.
Okay.
It's true.
Yeah.
Some places on Mars.
Right.
Some places it'll never be as cold as
John
it
is
is on
like,
Mars.
what is she saying now?
35.
That's great.
35 degrees in Sarasota right now.
Warmer in Anchorage, Alaska than,
really?
than in Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So that's cold.
Cold out
Definitely
there this morning.
cold. Maybe it's cold outside. We have some very chilly temperatures. Shall I go ahead and do the weather? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
We're looking at a freeze warning. By the way, just in case you thought this was it, again tonight for the area east of the interstate, and temperatures, you know what, maybe even just a little teeny smidge colder tonight than they are this morning. And many reporting stations east of the interstate, independent reporting stations, recording temperatures below the freezing mark currently inland. Along the coastline, a little bit warmer near the 40-degree mark. We'll warm today, and some of that cloud cover that we have coming in from the Gulf waters is helping keeping our temperatures just a little bit warmer. But we're not going to warm all that much. We'll be up to the mid-50s for a daytime high, which is certainly cooler than our normal temperatures. 7 a.m. about 37, 12 noon about 50, and about 3 p.m. 55 degrees. Clear skies, though, for the most part throughout the day. A lot of sunshine, just chilly. Back to you.
Yeah, give time to defrost your windshield this morning out there. Also put the heater on high. You'll do it. Usual delays there in State Road 70 in Manatee County. Otherwise, pretty clear. Checking the upper half of Sarasota County. See some buildup there on 41 southbound as you head over Bay Vista and head toward Weber and Siesta Drive. South County all clear at 6:34 on your Thursday morning.
Well, of course, the top story this morning, that ongoing cold weather is sure to have an impact on animals living right here in our Suncoast waterways.
Rick Adams has that story.
Well, there is definitely a big chill in the air. It's not only affecting all of us above ground, but it's also affecting the fish and marine life down below. This device is showing a water temperature that's been bouncing around between the low to mid 50s. If this continues over the next few days, it could be quite devastating for the sea creatures that call these waters home.
50 is really critical on these fish. If you get in below 50 degrees, and a lot of them don't make it.
Scott Moore has been a captain now for 40 years, so he knows these waters inside out. He tells us it's been almost a decade since the Suncoast has seen a cold weather stretch like this.
It's been a while since we had a 2010 freeze, and in that particular time period, we lost quite a few fish.
Moore says once water temperatures hit below 60 degrees, that's when it starts to become debilitating for many fish, especially subtropical fish and snook. When water temperatures are in the 40s, that's when massive amounts of fish struggle to survive.
They slow down, which then they can't get their gill rakers and get the oxygen they need to get. They actually, in some areas, it actually gets cold enough that they just can't move enough to get the water going over their gills, and they suffocate.
Moore has this advice for his fellow boaters and fishermen.
The main thing is don't go out there and when those fish are stressed and try to dip them up with a net. It stresses the fish more, or fish for them. You're better off just leave them alone for a few days.
And we did reach out to some marine life experts, but no one was available to comment. This cold snap is expected to last a few more days. Reporting from Holmes Beach, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, the cold continues, and Manatee County health officials are now advising residents to take extreme cold precautions. It's so chilly.
Marla Spence yesterday was outside in the rain. Today, just cold. She drew the short straw. Good morning, Marla.
Warm up.
Good morning to you, Ray and Stephanie. You know that severe cold weather warning is in effect this morning as well as tomorrow morning, and is advising people to stay warm throughout the end of this week. Now, that warning comes after the Florida Department of Health here in Manatee County issued that warning on yesterday, asking people to bundle up and wear as many layers of clothing as possible. They're also asking people to make sure they check their space heaters and their heaters inside their homes, and if they have fireplaces, to also check those out to make sure their homes are safe. Now, they're asking people to also bring in their pets as well as their plants until the temperatures rise just a little. And you guys, you know, it's really cold out here, so people are advised to take extreme precautions if they expect to go outdoors today. Back to you guys.
All right, good advice. Thank you, Marla. New this morning, the search is on in Northport after an attempted robbery, a very unusual location. A man came in demanding money at the George Mullen Activity Center in Northport. He showed the front desk clerk a gun, then ran out the door, so no injuries, nothing taken, and police are now reviewing surveillance video from the activity center.
And police say a Bradenton woman injected Botox in hundreds of patients without the proper license. Diane Danka was arrested for practicing cosmetology without the proper certifications. Now, according to the police report, Danka has been performing Botox injections and possibly other services at her makeshift doctor's office in her home since 2011. Now, during a search warrant, officers found hundreds of medical records and supplies that include vials of counterfeit injections, morphine pills, and a skin science machine.
First, I was really shocked to find it in our neighborhood. There's been never had any problems like that here.
It's very surprising because you don't expect people to do that sort of thing, you know, especially out of their home. So, and to hear the extent to which she was really involved is very shocking, to think that something like that can be going on behind closed doors right on your own street.
Well, speaking of something that was behind closed doors, how did police find out? Well, they say they found it after a tip from the health department. Police say they're looking for patients, or victims in this case, to come forward and talk more about some of these things. As for Danka, she was released on bond.
Also in Bradenton, the city is not rushing back into using those red light cameras again there. Council discussed the issue yesterday and concluded they look for more citizen input from the state. The city had a red light program for 7 years until 2016, when some questioned whether the intersections were chosen for financial gain or for safety reasons. By the way, trivia, the whole idea of red light cameras began in Florida 15 years ago after a local pregnant woman lost her husband to a red light runner on State Road 70 and Terra Boulevard in Manatee County. For more breaking news and other alerts, check out our new app. Go to the App Store and check out WWSB, or my Suncoast Android users will get the updates sent automatically.
Well, another day and two huge lottery jackpots are breaking records. There was no grand prize winner in Tuesday's Mega Millions drawing. That is the 23rd straight drawing without a jackpot winner. There was also no big winner in last night's Powerball jackpot either. Now, the $361 million Mega Millions jackpot, that's going to be $418 million for Friday's drawing. Get your tickets. The competing Powerball jackpot is now up to $550 million for Saturday's drawing. It is the first time in history that both of these lotteries are over the $400 million mark. Now, even though no one won the actual big Powerball last night, there were 6 tickets that won secondary prizes of $1 million or more, so be sure to check your tickets. Now, the odds of winning both of those jackpots, 1 in 75 quadrillion. Trivia, that's 15 zeros in that number.
That's good trivia,
so
too.
I'm still drawing out, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
1 in 75 quadrillion, I think we got a chance.
Well, speaking of numbers, 35. That's the temperature right now in Sarasota. 35 degrees, folks.
Let's go even lower.
Oh, really?
Let's go even lower. Now, I have kind of independently looked at some reporting stations around Becky and Old Mayaca, and they are certainly cold than Sarasota. They're coming in at about 27 degrees. But Becky, who traditionally runs colder, has 24 degrees at her reporting station.
Manatee County.
That's what she is reporting at her reporting station. And areas surrounding her coming in at 27. She says she has about a ½ an inch of rainwater that is frozen solid in her backyard.
I guess so.
So there you go. Cold out there this morning and cold again tonight. We'll talk about it in a second.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your first alert traffic and cutting back on smoking.
We'll tell you why one of the world's leading cigarette manufacturers is moving toward smoke-free options. But first, a peek outside the window in Boston, where, believe me, it is cold. Temperatures perhaps in the teens. There's our shot from our sister station in Boston. Cold there, cold here too. John's forecast on the way.
Sarasota Institute of Lifetime Learning begins its 47th season on Monday, January 8th in Sarasota, Venice, and Lakewood Ranch. Meet Bruce Adolph, the piano puzzler for NPR, on Monday, January 8th, and Chris Inglis, former Deputy Director of the National Security Agency, on Tuesday, January 9th. 72 Global Issues lectures, 24 musical conversations. Subscriptions available now. Single event tickets at the door. For more information and to purchase season tickets, visit sillsarasota.org.
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking an experienced broadcast engineer to provide technical support for all broadcast equipment. TV broadcast background required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply. Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Beautiful sunrise on our tower cam. You just look at that and it looks like a frigid sky. I don't know why, but it does. But I tell you what, even with these frigid temperatures, if you can bundle up nice and warm, it's nice sky viewing weather, that's for sure, with the crystal blue sky behind some of those fair weather clouds. It is very nice to look at the stars at night under these conditions. And it won't last long, though. We'll be back in the humidity before very long. Right now, dew points are extremely low, though, at 27 degrees. Theoretically, that's how low our temperature could get at this particular reporting station at the airport. 36-degree air temperature. We have a little bit of cloud cover out there right now. You just saw that on our tower cam. I think that helped to keep our temperature a little bit warmer at this particular site. Northeast wind coming in at about 6. The temperature this morning compared to 24 hours ago, most locations at least 10 degrees cooler. In some locations, as much as 15 to 20 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago. So a significant drop in our temperatures. And I got news. Tonight, it'll probably be the same sort of situation. We'll probably have, again, a very cold night in store for us. Freeze warnings are up east of the interstate. No rain falling anywhere unlike yesterday. We don't have that storm system moving across the state of Florida. So we're looking at kind of quiet conditions for at least several days as that front is well to our south. We do have some cloud cover out in the Gulf waters, and that cloud cover will from time to time move across our region. But the storminess is reserved for the eastern seaboard right now, where the storm is producing some fairly heavy snowfall across the D.C. area, moving into New York, and eventually on up into down East Maine, where this shield of snowfall will expand as this storm system deepens and the winds become extremely strong along the coastline. And onshore winds around the Maine area, anywhere from Freeport, Kennebunkport, all the way up, will produce some pretty heavy wave action and probably some coastal erosion. The rest of the nation, under the influence of a big ridge of high pressure with a secondary little surge of cooler air kind of dissipating in the deep south, that high will force some of that air southward into Florida over the next several days, and we get 2 more days of cool weather. Certainly some cold nights, no doubt about that. Cover those plants up, especially east of the interstate tonight. Bring in the potted plants. They're most susceptible, as are your tropics. So watch for that freeze warning again tonight, as well as a wind chill advisory. And then wait for Sunday, because we'll start to get a little bit warmer. The low moves off to the north and the east. The winds bring us some of that fair weather cloudiness, but none of it producing any kind of precipitation across our region. We stay dry, at least until Monday of next week. That's when a series of little fronts will move through and maybe bring us a little sprinkle or two. Northwest wind comes in at about 15 knots today. Not a great day for boating by any stretch of the imagination, and it's going to be cold out there with a high only in the 50s. Nighttime lows in the 30s, and then as we head into the next several mornings, we start to warm up Saturday, Sunday. Into Monday, we get a rain chance as the next front comes through, but it really doesn't bomb our temperatures as we saw earlier this week. We stay in the near 70-degree range. Back to you.
All right, taking a look at your first alert traffic out there. It is chilly this morning. Make sure to defrost that windshield before you head outside this morning. Starting to have a little bit of slowdown right there on 41 going southbound as well, 301-2. And if you're heading into North Sarasota, there is a little bit of a slowdown as usual on University Parkway, and a little bit of a slowdown right there on Clark Road, State Road 72. And then in South Sarasota County, that area is actually looking pretty good out there this morning at 6:48 a.m. In this hour's Health Smart, the maker of Marlboro cigarettes in the United Kingdom says its New Year's resolution is to give up smoking. Philip Morris International launched a new campaign that encourages smokers to kick the habit. Now, this is the latest move as the company works to develop smoke-free alternatives like e-cigarettes and heated tobacco products. It's also created a new website called Smoke Free Future that has information about how to quit. Philip Morris International sells Marlboro cigarettes in the UK. Now, the US version is sold by a separate company, but this campaign synchronizes with England's plan to reduce the number of people who do smoke these days.
Now, sports.
The University of Central Florida's football team is the national champion, according to the University of Central Florida. The Knights finished the season 13-0, got their biggest win Monday when they beat Auburn 34-27 in the Peach Bowl. So UCF will raise a national championship banner inside its stadium, have a parade at Disney on Sunday. The Knights weren't chosen to play in the college football playoff by the selection committee. This makes UCF the 10th team since 1998 to go undefeated and not win a national title. The actual national championship game is Monday night in Atlanta between Georgia and Alabama, and President Trump will be there. The White House says the two SEC teams are two great teams from two great states, both in the heart of Trump country. That's Monday night, college football's final game.
That is right.
Up next, your day's top local news headlines, and
we celebrate National Trivia Day with more random knowledge coming your way. It's coming up right after this.
Here's a peek outside the window. We'll find out a nice sunrise is starting there, but it is cold, as low as the 20s in some parts of the area. More on John's forecast, local news headlines, and trivia after this.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Thanks to all of you who participated in ABC7's Paris Vacation Giveaway Contest. Join us as we congratulate our grand prize winner, Heather Caston of Bradenton. She and her husband Clint are going on an amazing 6-night dream vacation for two to Paris, the most romantic city in the world.
Thank you, ABC7. We're going to Paris.
Congratulations, Heather and Clint. We hope you have the trip of your lives. ABC7. We're here for you.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
All right, it is 6:53. Here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
A woman who allegedly posed as a doctor will appear in court in Manatee County soon. Detectives say Diane Danka gave Botox shots to hundreds of patients from her house in Bradenton.
Plus, a Pinellas County Sheriff's deputy is being called a hero after rescuing a woman seconds before she attempted to jump from the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, literally pulling her back to safety after she tried to jump. Now, she told the deputy she was upset over personal issues and is now in protective custody.
An 8-inch Civil War cannonball was found in St. Johns County in North Florida. Tests are underway to see if it is indeed still live. All right, checking first alert traffic. There's a broad brush view of the area. No major delays right now. Just take time to defrost your windshield and put on those seat heaters.
Yes, not so much steering wheel.
Use them if you got them.
Use them if you got them.
We've got some chilly temperatures out there again tonight as well. We have a freeze warning in effect for this evening, and temperatures through the day only make it into the 40s and eventually into the 50s. Here's the good news. Taking a look at the next 7-day temperature forecast, we are getting back up into average temperatures by the weekend.
People will say seat heaters and heat seaters. Like both are correct.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Heat seaters.
Heat seaters.
Seat heaters.
All right. More trivia today. We've been celebrating National Trivia Day. We've got one final piece of trivia. This is near and dear to my heart. Did you know the Sarasota area is home to several famous residents? Most people know a couple of these. Author Stephen King.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Casey King.
Yep.
Casey Key.
Yes. Casey. Oh, I need his home address, please. Brian Johnson, former frontman of AC/DC. Joe Perry from Aerosmith. Former talk show host Jerry Springer. This is a big one. We talk about that all the time.
Birdkey. Yeah.
Yep. Dickie Betts, founding member of the Allman Brothers Band. Sportscaster Dick Vitale. I didn't know that one. And I didn't know former Glee actress Jane Lynch. She has a home here. And tennis champ Martina Navratilova used to have one.
She did live on Casey Key also, like Stephen King, but she moved away a few years ago. Yeah.
Casey.
But yeah, good trivia. You didn't know
Tom
those names?
Cruise supposedly live here for a while too? Have a
oh, I heard that was true.
Have his mother had a place here or something?
With Nicole at the time,
yes.
because their kid went to schools locally.
Oh, interesting.
There's a shot of traffic out there in 301 in Manatee County. It looks awfully nice, but it is cold out there, as low as the 20s in some areas. 35 right now in Sarasota.
That's right. Stick around because Good Morning America is up next.